Hey, welcome to MoviesXGrinding number 3. This is a big one, guys. This is the best movies and TV of 2019 so far, because this week I've seen my favorite movie I've seen this year so far. And it's not a movie I've seen this year. It's not a movie of this year, of 2019. So yeah, give me the chance to look back at the 10s I've given. 10 out of 10s. Again, not perfect, just means they nailed it. You know what I mean? They did everything they could to nail it. This game is Dauntless. If you didn't know, Dauntless 1.0 just had its biggest update yet, coming out of early access to actually be a full game. So here we are. This is yeah, we got a new hunt pass. We're getting there. Big thing coming up is the sword, but point is, new weapon. And I haven't tried it since. They just updated like a few days back, and it's these guys, which are pretty much gauntlets for your fist. So you're getting up close and personal with the beast. I'm so excited to do this. Been waiting for this all week. Talk about the top 10s and try out these crazy new weapons. So we're just gonna jump right in, and we're just gonna do a quick recap of all of the 10s of this year, both in movies and TV. TV, there's a bunch. I was really surprised by how much they are. But when you only watch the best, TV's killing it right now. There's a big reason. And yeah, I'll just go through them. A little blur about them, each of them. Also new is bounties, which is the new way to gain XP. None that use the weapons we're using now, so whatever. We'll just roll with it. So let's go. Right here, we're starting. This is a quick recap of the 10 out of 10 movies of 2019, in my opinion, of course. Toy Story 4. Dear Lord, it's back. They killed it. I talked about it in the first Hunter X movies in depth. Love it. Bo Peep. The first 10 minutes is like probably one of the best first 10 minutes of in Pixar's history. Up, Finding Nemo, and now Toy Story 4. Insane moment. One of the best moments of the year. Dragons 3. How to Train Your Dragon 3. The Hidden World, of course, represent. It's been on my wall ever since I started. There's a reason for that. It sucks too, because I've been waiting for this new poster coming in. No spoilers, you'll see it when it goes up. I was hoping to have it by now. I don't. That will not be replaced. It will just go down. It'll just be another one joining it. A all-time classic. Nice, Frostback Penguard. This is the main beast of the game, so here we go. Next, Avengers Endgame. I loved it. Kind of a downer, if we're being honest. But it's not as rewatchable as Infinity War, let's say, but it delivered. A sequel. 12 years in the making. 12 movies, if not more than that. It's like an insane number. If you had to do them all in like one sitting, you wouldn't be able to. You'd have to go to sleep at some point. But, you know, we've never had this happen in the history of film, where sequel after sequel have been building up to this giant film. And delivered, big time. It's crazy that it delivered. You know, how high stakes it was and everything. So we need fire. We don't have fire. I'm just going to go normal. They're waiting on me, so I gotta quickly choose things. We'll explore later on. For now, we gotta finish this recap. Give me a sec here. Boom. Okay. Same thing. They'll look like this, but I'll change them next one. Here we go. My guys are waiting. Okay. Next is hey, salut. My sister just arrived. Steven Universe the movie. Easily the best one of the year. Easy. Thing is, you gotta watch the show first. Highly recommend it. Best TV show right now, if not ever, depending on how it ends. Okay, so I'm just gonna close the door real quick, but the cat is here, so whenever he wants to go out, I'll have to do this again. Wait. There we go. Did I lose sound? Oh, that's what I forgot. Sorry, guys. I forgot to put on the music. Boom. That's on me. My bad, guys. Good old background music. Oh, maybe not this one. Sounds a little heavy metal. Okay. Back to the 10s. My bad. Steven Universe. Best TV show right now. Best movie of the year. Period. It's that simple. Can't beat it. Steven Universe, you guys. Check it out. Next. Surprisingly, this is the biggest surprise of them all. Detective Pikachu. 10 out of 10. Here's the thing. It would be a 9 out of 10, but I saw it with a perfect crowd. I saw it with like family, that loves Pokemon. You know what I mean? They grew up with it. I love Pokemon. I played a few. Finished one maybe. But you know, I'm not really that attached. I love the designs. I love the concept. It's just like a sports game at this point. It's sequel after sequel. It's always the same thing. This beat's pretty aggressive. Give me a sec. It's cool that you can see the bees from here. It's just fighting them. And we're all doing them soon. I feel bad already. Boom. But yeah, so, and it delivered, like, you know what I mean, emotionally and everything. Maybe the action wasn't like up to par, like in your wildest dreams it would be better. But the biggest surprise of Detective Pikachu was that I thought it would just be Gen 1 Pokemon. So your classic Charmander, Bulbasaur, Jinx, whatnot. No Jinx, by the way. Oh man, Jinx would have been crazy in 2019. But they had Pokemon from every generation, and now they're what, like in their 8th generation? There's over like 1,000 Pokemon, easy. It was a sight for the eyes. It was beautiful. And so yeah, I was transported to that world, so that's another 10. Another surprise was Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Another one where I'm like, I was debating, like, is this a 10? And if you're gonna put Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles together, it doesn't get better than this. It really doesn't. You get everything. You get Strider, is it Strider? Dang it. It's not Shredder. Shredder. Oh my god, that was almost messed up there. Shredder, the TMNT villain, the biggest one. He comes in. Okay, this is not a spoiler. He fights Batman in the first, like, oh, cat wants to go out. There you go. Here he is. Okay. Now he gets to choose. Either he goes outside or he goes to the rest of the. Okay, right in the middle of the hunt. Here we go. Yeah, there you go, Pew. Oh, that was a close one. But yeah, Shredder. He fights Batman in the first 5 minutes. Like, it's no joke, and that fight lives up to the. It's like Bane. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as in Dark Knight Rises. It's crazy, and that's just the beginning. Okay, and I literally do not know how to use these weapons. So once more, I gotta like a dick, hide in the corner, check the move list. Very important to know your moves in this game, especially. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is pretty simple actually. Surge, dash, okay. Manthras. Okay, so that's the complicated stuff. Okay, got it. Let's do this. It's like quick combos. Sorry for the lag. What are you gonna do? Okay. Next. Seriously though, if you love Batman or you love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you have to check it out. 10 out of 10, I'm not kidding. It's good stuff. Another weird one, Niza. Again, I've talked about this in the first MoviesXGrinding, or the second one, I'm unsure. Animated classic from China. I'm pretty sure China has been doing animated movies for a while, but not a big one. Not one that is mainstream that you can go see at any theater. This one is Niza. N-E space Z-H-A. 10 out of 10. Tale of the Monkey King. It reminds me a lot of Kung Fu Panda. Incredible. Again, I talked a lot about it in depth in another one of these. And is that it for the 10 out of 10s? No. So, last one was The Matrix. I rewatched The Matrix. This is a small one. We won't go into it. But simply put, not only does it hold up, it's one of the best movies ever made. 10 out of 10. Matrix. What? 18 years old? Still a masterpiece. No doubt about it. But, so Steven Universe is the best movie I've seen this year, but it's not the best thing I've seen this year. Okay? The best thing I've seen this year, by far. Easy. And I think it could be, like I put it on Twitter, that this could be my favorite thing. Period. That's it. Like, this could be my favorite thing. And it's called Kid Bull. Kid Bull is a Pixar short that came out on YouTube at the beginning of the year. They came out with 3 shorts. Yarny, which was the most seen, which was about a yarn ball that joins the mostly human-dominated workforce. So it's about, like, females in the workforce. Good metaphor. Good short. And then they had one with 2 robots. I forget the name. That was the weakest of the 3. Still good. Still worth watching. Just not memorable. See, I can't even remember the title. But you have Kid Bull, which is a 2D animated Pixar short. Man, in 8 minutes, it's the best 8 minutes I've ever seen. Like if I rewatch it, I've seen it about 4 or 5 times now. Man, it is powerful. If you love animals, if you love dogs, if you love cats, either or, it's must see. Kid Bull, like kitten, pit bull, Kid Bull, genius. Yeah, so that's the movies that are 10 out of 10s this year so far. Very important. A lot I haven't seen, a lot I've missed, a lot are coming out later, etc, etc. So, TV, oh my god, TV, okay, tell you what, like, let me get into this battle for a sec, cause TV's no joke. TV, we're gonna go rapid fire, because there's so much good TV right now. Not only good TV, but masterpiece quality TV. Like, that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about 9 out of 10s, we're not talking about 8 out of 10s, we're not talking about a great or phenomenal. We're talking about masterpieces. We're talking about as perfect as can be, or as, you know what I mean? Like, lives up to expectations and exceeds them at all costs. And very important here, we're not talking about the best TV shows right now that are playing. I'm talking about the best TV shows that are finished this year. The seasons, the best seasons that have finished and that I have watched this year. So there's a lot of shows that are, like, you know, still ongoing right now, or they're coming, like Outlander, or, you know what I mean, Watchmen later. A lot that I haven't seen. And see, while I talk about this, I'm not even playing. See, that's what I mean. I'm so passionate about this stuff. This is like the best stuff. So yeah, I should concentrate on this hunt at least a little bit before we do TV. And then we'll go into the movies I've seen this week, including, again, the best movie I've seen this year that is not of 2019. Oh man, this beat's aggressive. Okay. Give me a sec here. Oh, there you go. Right as I say that, I'm downed. So yeah, these weapons, pretty cool so far. But yeah, I haven't even been able to experiment with them because I'm so busy talking about these incredible films, man. Just mentioning the name just takes me back, you know, it's memory lane, and it's, you know. Oh, there you go. Here's our break. So first of all, for TV, we're not going to go into it right away, but I will say these are the TV shows that I'm pretty sure would be here, but I haven't seen them yet. I have them on my whatever, and I'm going to watch them. It's only a matter of time. So Preacher, I haven't seen the final season. Handmaid's Tale Season 3, I can't wait. It's one of the favorites TV shows, period. Legion, Season 3, Professor Xavier joins the group. It's like the most powerful mutant ever. It's very artsy. Can't wait to finish it. It should be top. Freaking Young Justice Season 3. Young Justice has been on hiatus for 12 years. It's finally come back. Can't wait to watch it. The hype is good. Infinity Train, I'm watching it right now. Great cartoon. It's just a matter of, like, is it up there? You know what I mean? That's the question. We'll see. Freaking, and finally, Rilakuma Tokaurusan, which is a weird stop-motion anime on Netflix. Started it. It's kind of weird. To be honest, I can't see it being a 10, but if you look it up, you see that every episode gets better and better, apparently, in score-wise. So, again, hype is there. So I can't wait for that. Again, those are the ones I haven't seen. Let me tell you for the ones I have seen real soon that are 10 out of 10s. We're not talking about True Detective Season 3. We're not talking about freaking Survivor or, you know, The Amazing Race, or MasterChef. You know, all good shows. No. We're talking about the stuff that is moving the needle. Only the best here. Or at least, I try. Okay, here we go. Let's try to finish this beast first. I don't let down my team. But to be honest, I'm pretty sure we're safe. Like, I'm not even worried. We should at least try to get one cool ability out of my gauntlets. So we can at least see. Okay, here we go. Let's try it right now. Oh, look at that. Triple punch. Like a boom, boom, boom. Real fast. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's try another one. Sorry for the lag. Okay, here we go. It kind of helps, actually. You can see the movements clearly. I can see clearly now. The beast is down. Okay. And this beat's aggressive. It's giving me hype. I'll check chat right after this beast. We'll go into TV. And yeah, and then we'll go into the movies I've seen this week. 2 classics. And I'm gonna spoil it right now. I've seen X-Men Dark Phoenix just now, just today, right before this. And man, I got lots to talk about. We're gonna go into deep spoilers. Usually I don't go into spoilers. I only go into spoilers if it's a recent movie that's come out on DVD, because then at that point you got no excuse. If you wanted to see it, you would have. If not, you know what I mean, you probably wouldn't mind. But again, I'll warn you, this is like the last thing we'll do, is go into spoiler talk for Dark Phoenix. Because man, I got a lot of thoughts. Okay, here we go. It's going well, actually. Try to build up this. Okay, tap. Cool. Man, this lag's brutal. There we go. Did it. Done. It's movie time, guys. TV time, my bad. Here we go. The 10 out of 10s. TV shows. 2019 seasons. This Is Us. Finished season 3. Very strong. The characters grow. It's pretty crazy because it's, you know, This Is Us is your mainstream drama of the day. It's like everybody's watching it. It's like Modern Family, but as a drama. Very, you know, a lot middle class families, all different ethnicities and whatnot about the kids. It's real great. It started off simple, but now that it's getting deep into it, man, like it feels like you're really watching lives, and it's really well written and everything. So This Is Us. There's not much to say because it is mainstream. You know what I mean? Like it's just a well written, well done drama. And to be honest, like that's as far as it goes, but it's still a 10. Next, man, the complete opposite from that. This is breaking new ground. This is special. To be honest, okay, let me see here. I think this is the one. This is the 10 out of 10 where I would ask anybody and everybody to watch because it's an easy and fun watch. It's a comedy drama. It's called Rami. It's on Hulu. It's their big, like, it's one of their big shows. It goes Handmaid's Tale and then Rami, and they know like season 2 is coming, and it's all about that Muslim life. It really is. It's written by and created by a Muslim comedian. He stars in the show. He's named Rami, of course. And yeah, it's a comedy drama like about a young Muslim man in the city, living with his family. He's trying to get away from religion. They're like, you know what I mean? His parents are strict about it. It's just perspective, you know what I mean? It's perspective, extremely well told, extremely funny, and extremely fun to watch. You know what I mean? You learn so much. Oh man. Like, I hate the word woke, right? It's a stupid word. But you watch the show and I swear to God, you feel more woke. And it's just not in a bad way, you know? It's extremely well done. And because it's called Rami, the first 5 episodes, no spoilers, it's all about Rami, right? And he has a sister who is slightly younger than him. He's probably, what, 26, 27? She would be 24, 25. And so she's there the whole time. And you have a mother who's also there, but mostly quiet in those first 5 episodes. And then, again, the best TV shows do this. They do perspective episodes where they go on a character either you love or on the side or on the periphery, and it's just him. That's it. It's his episode the whole time. Leftovers did this, and Leftovers could be the best show of all time. Lost did this extremely well with the flashbacks. Every episode was on a specific character, even though it followed a greater plot. So Rami does this with both the sister, then right after that episode, does it with the mother. And those are 2 of the best episodes I've seen all year. Again, all about that Muslim experience. But extremely easy to watch, extremely entertaining, just a joy. Rami, please, check it out. That'd be like the biggest one to check out. Man, I said I would do fast pace. There's too many, man. It's gonna take forever. So let's go a little quicker. The Boys, Amazon, big show. 10, but barely. It's only a 10 because one episode was a 10. Most of them were a 9. Fun, just bloody and violent superhero show. Like, no bullshit, no frills. What if the Justice League were owned by corporations like Apple, Google, whatever? And what if Superman was just badly raised? It's very interesting, but controlled, you know? I can't get much into it because of spoilers, but man, if you love superhero content, you gotta watch it, period. Because it's a commentary on it, but at the same time, it's very, you know, it has everything you want. It has the action, it has the freaking Justice League inner dynamics between the heroes, but it has that satire, man, that commentary that is just refreshing. Check it out, and it's bloody and violent, rated R. It's everything you would want, especially as a fan of the genre. Okay, again, quicker. Love, Death, and Robots. I love it. This is Shorts on Netflix. Animated shorts made for adults again. Produced by James Cameron and another guy, which I'm forgetting right now. Robert Rodriguez, maybe. Point is, a bunch of shorts, all different in the art style and made from different studios, ranging from 4 minutes to about 20 minutes-ish. Most of them are amazing. Seriously, like the weakest link in there is like a 6 out of 10. While the best ones, man, like you won't forget them, period. Either from a visual standpoint or from a storytelling standpoint. Again, every short is unique. Some are more based on story, some are on action, some are on visuals, some are just based on a plot twist, you know? So Love, Death, and Robots, easy watch because, like I said, it's shorts. So highly recommend it on Netflix. Check it out. Season 2 is coming. Can't wait for it. Next year. Finally, Stranger Things. This one is quick because everybody's seen Stranger Things. If you haven't seen season 3 yet, it's probably because you're out of it. If you're still in it, you've seen it. To me, it delivered. You know what I mean? Some people didn't like it. I loved it. I really loved it. It got me where I wanted it to be. It's more Stranger Things. You know what it is. Love it. 10 out of 10. Freaking. Okay, here's the. Well. Okay, no, we'll go more into my personal ones before we go into the objective 10 out of 10s. Those are the final ones where I would even debate them. Anyway, still in my favorites, Doom Patrol. Umbrella Academy came out earlier at the beginning of the year on Netflix. Really great. Again, commentary on superheroes. Fun, unique, but not as good as something that does it as the same thing. It's just like crazy, zany, fun superhero twist, you know? Doom Patrol, man, from DC. I think you can get on the DC app, but it's pretty, should be able to get it soon on other platforms. But ragtag group of heroes. You got, my favorite is a split personality girl that has about 26 personalities. So acting wise, it's extremely difficult. But powers wise, it's extremely compelling. Man, she had, one of her personality is like a sun god. Comes out of nowhere, just freaking throws fireballs and stuff. Freaking flies around, you know, like Ghost Rider. Another one is like a freaking, man, again, I don't want to go into spoilers. Just that one's enough, okay? She's a normal girl, she's kind of crazy, she's kind of neurotic. Freaking turns into anything. You don't know what's gonna happen. You got a freaking Brendan Fraser's back. Loses man, I can't go into spoilers, but becomes a robot man. Literally, he's a human brain inside of a robot. He's like your main into the series. Won't go into the other ones. Again, it's zany. If you love Umbrella Academy, you owe it to yourself to check out Doom Patrol. I promise. It's hard to say if it's better. It's very close, and we'll only see as the years goes on. But right now it is. Doom Patrol, Season 1. Okay. Real quick, we'll do 2 animated ones. Man, so much good TV. So much good TV. Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Incredible. They're in their 5th season. This is a Disney show. And if Steven Universe didn't exist, this would have the crown. It is that good. And it's crazy. Like, my favorite show, one of my favorite shows in the past few years has been Vice on HBO, which is hardcore news. You know what I mean? They're like boots on the ground. War zones, freaking, you know what I mean? Deportation, whatever the story, like wildfires, they would be down there in the freaking woods. Look at it, you know? Look at it happen. Let's talk to the indigenous people. Let's go in there, you know what I mean? Vice was the best. Vice is gone. Vice is canceled. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. I'm pretty sure there's they have their own news. Point is, that specific show is gone. And I swear to God, Star vs. the Forces of Evil on the Disney Channel has taken that mantle. It talks about disposition. Disposition. Freaking regime changes. Okay? Freaking refugees. I swear to God, like all of these, this season has gone there. But it's so subtle and so well done. Nobody complained. And hell, nobody's talking about it. I'm talking about it because I, you know what I mean? I try to keep up. And I'm surprised that, it's going there. Anyway. You thought racism was, a cool subject to, approach in animation? Hell, they go there. And it's still just crazy fun watch. In the theme song, we're gonna have a good time. I swear to God, that's what it is. I know it sounds rough with my description, but I promise it's great. Final Space Season 2. You love Rick and Morty? You will love Final Space. When Final Space Season 1 came out, this was right on the heels of Rick and Morty. See, look at this. Look at this freaking overbearing passion. Anyway. When Rick and Morty Season 3 came out, Final Space Season 1 came out right after. And people were like, oh, whatever, it's just a BS freaking Rick and Morty. You know, it's just riding the coattails. It's just like the go-between, whatever. It's the cheap version. And now that Rick and Morty has been on a break for over 2 years, I think, feels like a long time. Freaking Final Space Season 2 just finished. And I haven't even finished the season, but I already know it's a 10. It is as good, as smart, and more emotionally fulfilling than Rick and Morty has been. At this point, Rick and Morty has freaking fire on their ass because of Final Space. And look, ideas-wise, grand story ideas-wise, Rick and Morty has everyone beat. That's the entire point. That's why everybody loves it. The casuals like it for the stupid humor. Us TV lovers love it for the grand ideas that they nail. You know what I mean? Like these stories that have never been explored in any other TV show because they can't. Only the animated format can. Final Space has the emotional key locked down. The characters, you care about them, you love them, and man, they go for it. You know what I mean? Characters like live, die, relationships change. It feels organic. It's very real. It's very potent. Final Space, man, check it out. If you love Rick and Morty, I swear to God, you will love Final Space. Man, I thought we were close to being done. We're not even done. I got like 4 more. 4 more 10 out of 10 TV shows. I swear to God, this is like... I've seen plenty, right? But that's how good it's become. And see, this whole time, I haven't been like finding this beast. Luckily, nobody said anything, but yeah. Okay, let's jump in. People are starting to die. Plus, this beast is one of the hardest ones, so I feel bad right now. But man, I hate starting a subject and like finishing halfway, so... Okay. So let's go with another fun one, since I can talk about this in the background. Cobra Kai. YouTube, man. YouTube TV. Out of nowhere. You can buy a subscription, and Cobra Kai is their Handmaid's Tale. It's their Stranger Things. It's their Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? It's their marquee show, because it's a sequel to Karate Kid 30 years later with the same actors. It's incredible. And I've seen Karate Kid when I was young. I haven't seen it in what? 20 years? No, less than that maybe. And even then, it was like at a glance. I don't even remember actually watching the film. But I do remember the simple story. And Cobra Kai takes the villain of that film and makes him the main character. He's an alcoholic. He's a bad father. He has a kid who he doesn't have. It's crazy. He opens his dojo, Cobra Kai, again based around like that no mercy mantra. It's crazy. But again, there's depth there. Depth. It's one of the best performances. And you know what I mean? Like, Karate Kid was black and white. Cobra Kai is deep in the gray. It's all about like Ralph Macchio, the main character from Karate Kid. I forget his name right now, but he's of course he's in there. He's the second main character. He's not the villain per se, but he's not, you know what I mean? He's not a good guy either. It's extremely real. It's extremely well done. The karate scenes, you know what I mean? There's a lot of training montages. There's a lot of mentoring kids. Like the other main characters are the teenagers, the new teenagers. They're all killing it. And season 2, man. Again, I watched it with a good crowd. It was screamed at the screen, either at the action or the moments or the drama, you know what I mean? So Cobra Kai really is as good as it gets. If you love Karate Kid, if you remember liking it, you will love it. Like it's again, 10 out of 10s, man. We're not talking about bad TV or good TV. We're talking about the best. So Cobra Kai if you love Karate Kid. And finally, my last personal favorite 10, because we're going to go in the objective 10s, which I'm like, these are the best TV shows, period. No debate, you know what I mean? But the last personal favorite, The OA, again on Netflix. This is a weird one. It's very ephemeral. It's very like big ideas again. I can't even go into the plot without spoiling anything. It's very Lost-ish. Yeah, it's about like parallel dimensions. Freaking, oh man, how do you explain the OA? It's about like believing in something more, you know? It really is. It's like a religion for atheists. It's very interesting. So if you're an atheist or whatever, if you love to believe, you know what I mean? You like astrology, you like the idea that there could be something beyond us. We're not... Yeah, if you just want to believe in something, watch the OA. I swear to God, like I watch that show and it just takes me to a place that is transcendent. You know, it's weird that I use these words, but I swear to God, this is the kind of show that makes me use those words. It's on Netflix. Like, start it. You'll see if you like it. It's, yeah, the OA. And unfortunately, it got cancelled. To be honest, I'm kind of fine with it. The ending was not the perfect ending I wish, nor did I... Yeah, I'm okay with it finishing, you know? But it's still a 10. Like, there's moments in that show that will always stick with me. Freaking, you know? It's a thinker. So yeah, the OA. Check it out, test it out. Could be for you. If it is, you'll be blown away. If it's not, it's fine. It's just one of those weird ones. So yeah, all that's left is, by first of all, it's killing this beast, because man, it's really ripping us apart. But all that's left are the two objective 10 out of 10s. Like, these are the two shows that I wouldn't recommend above all the others. Again, that would be Rami on Hulu. Rami, funny, dramatic, good stuff. But these are the two where everybody, like, if you watch it, it's hard to disagree, you know? So first of all is the big one. I think it's either number one, if not, it's guaranteed in the top 5 IMDb best TV shows of all time, and that is Chernobyl on HBO. Chernobyl 5-episode miniseries about, of course, the Chernobyl nuclear explosion incident in which radiation seeped out, freaking, you know, killed I don't know how many people. But the budget, the casting, the everything about this show is very real, raw, strong. You know what I mean? Everything that, like, it's, like I said, it's an objective 10. Like, you look it up online, you watch a clip, you're taken there. So it's not an easy watch, of course. We're dealing with radiation. We're dealing with one of the biggest and worst moments in human history, you know? Both in terms of human incompetence and in terms of destruction, you know? Chernobyl is still a radiated zone. You can't, life dies there, you know? And this is the story of how life dies. And they killed it, you know? This is like the Schindler's List of TV, of Chernobyl. It really is. It freaking takes you there. So for 5 episodes, you're in this state, you know? So it requires, man, you gotta want to, you know? It's a rough one. And speaking of rough ones, is my other objective 10. It's hard to debate. It's another miniseries, man, these short ones. But here's the thing, short TV, that's not an advantage. It actually makes it harder for you to be a 10 because you only have so much time to care about the characters and to care about what's happening. So you really gotta kill it early. And so yeah, the last 10 out of 10 TV show of the year, one of my favorites, won an Emmy for the actor, is When They See Us on Netflix. Oh my god, I think they killed the beast. No, never mind. Did they? Yeah, they did. Oh, thank god. I felt bad this whole time not doing anything. I'm a terrible player. But man, we're doing something more important here. We're talking about the best stuff. When They See Us, all about what I call it palpable injustice. When you watch this show, that is what you feel. It's anger, it's frustration, it's disgust. It is, again, it's another one of those heavy ones. But by God, it's one of those stories that's got to be seen and heard. It's beautiful in a very dark way. And it's about the misjudgment of 4 black teenagers in a murder case. They get arrested, falsely accused of a murder they clearly did not commit. You know what I mean? There's no mystery to it, and the system plays against them. So yeah, you see that process, man. You see the process from the beginning, from the crime itself, to the arrest, to the incarceration, to the eventual release even. It's all there, it's all real. It's recent too, so the people that have had this happen to them are involved heavily. It's directed by Ava DuVernay, a movie director. She did Selma, which is an incredible film from a few years back. And man, it's powerful stuff. When They See Us, objectively, you know what I mean? Again, if you're in for something harsh, palpable injustice, I promise it's rewarding though in the end. And the crazy thing is that Emmy winner that won for Best Acting in a miniseries only did, I mean, he was in there most of the time, but I believe he was there for 2 episodes, the first one and the 4th one. First one, everybody was in it. 4th one, it was all him. It was an entire episode on his character dealing with, I don't want to spoil it, but dealing with his situation. And it is, man, I've never cried so much in a TV show ever. On YouTube, I wrote a YouTube comment as such on one of his interviews. I've never cried so much on a TV episode before. And that is my highest rated comment ever on YouTube. It has over 600 likes. Again, it was just me being honest. See, that's what I mean. Like, 600 people were like, I agree with you. And that's just the ones that like that comment, you know? It's that powerful. It's yeah, it's a lot. So be ready. So yeah, those are my 10s, man. There's going to be more coming. Watchmen, I can't wait. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a 10. Again, end of the year, I'll always make a list. It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait. But we're not done. We still have the movies I've seen this week. And it feels weird because like we're going from 10 out of 10s, right? And now we gotta go back down. We gotta, you know, take the pressure off. Sorry, I'm so close to the mic this whole time again. You can't contain this passion. It's, you know what I mean? TV entertainment's my life and I love it. It gives me meaning, it gives me inspiration. You know, I'm doing stand-up, I'm doing live streaming, and nothing inspires me more than these. I watch wrestling. Wrestling is also a 10. But like, nothing more inspiring than this stuff, you know? And I mean, there is stuff more inspiring, of course, but not to me anyway. When you only watch the best, you are never disappointed. You are constantly surprised with perspectives and viewpoints and stories that are unbelievable, especially today. You couldn't say that 20 years ago, especially not for TV. You could say that for film. Now it's TV, and in 20 years' time, it's going to be games. Games are taking over, you know? Yeah. It's a good time to be alive. It really is. It's the best time to be alive, period. In 60 years, in 100 years, it'll be about survival. We'll think differently, you know? We won't be able to see entertainment like we do now, like it's a part of our lives and it's something we go to as easily as we do anything else. There'll be a heavy, like, you won't have time to watch stuff. We'll be more busy actually fixing the things we're breaking now. So right now is the last time, the last 20 years, the next 20 years are going to be the height of human civilization, like the best. Because this is a time where we get to have fun. We get to enjoy ourselves. We get to, no worries, man. Hakuna Matata. And that's going to change. So until then, we gotta take advantage and we gotta enjoy it. Our life is the best in the history of humankind. Present, past, future. This is it. Doesn't get better than this. It really doesn't. Especially for us. Again, there's other places in the world where it's still dark and still bad and corrupt everything, you know what I mean? But even then, it's still the best. Okay. After all this, okay. Bring it back down. Movies this week. So let's start with the classic. I went to go see The Thing in theaters. The classic horror movie from the 80s. And man, first of all, the sound. It's kind of weird, like the way they speak. Like they're speaking in a shitty mic, like a shitty old headset. Like right now I have a fancy mic. No, I don't want to move it in case it like headphone users, whatever. Point is, wait. Okay, here we can change the look of our boom, let's do that right away. That looks way better. Okay, point is, this is practical effects, man. Practical effects are slowly dying, but they're kind of coming back with the Dark Crystal and Netflix, etc., etc. Point is, when practical effects died and CG came up around Star Wars Episode 1, CG took over everything. Practical effects no longer existed. So to go back to a time where practical effects were at their height and their best, man, it's a joy to behold because you know it's real. You know it's right there in front of the characters. You know they're like moving it. It's all real. You could feel it. You could feel the taps on the ground. You could feel the disgust off the character's face because they're seeing what we're seeing. It's right there. It's just been built and it's been worked on for hours with weird fluids and weird freaking paintings and construction. Practical effects, man. And The Thing is probably the best example of that, like, period. Because like a lot of movies have one beautiful practical effect from a classic freaking Cyclops or the guys in Star Wars, the Cantina Bar, or the Alien Queen from Aliens, right? But this whole movie is all about weird creatures, man. There's no one highlight. They're all messed up and they're all different. It's like every scene you'll see a different practical effect that is like disgustingly amazing, you know? So for that, and Kurt Russell's awesome. He's the man. Like, he commands this screen. I don't know the rest of the cast. I know a few of them. But man, he's a movie star, like, for real. He commands the screen, so he was a big part of why I loved it. But third reason why I really loved it is the reality of it, man. This is the best example of smart human thinking in a horror film. The classic trope in horror movies is that every human is stupid, you know? Like instead of leaving the house, they'll like go upstairs and try to escape out the window, or like, you know, humans have to do stupid things in horror movies for the movie to work. Because in reality, we wouldn't know what to do and we wouldn't get into these stupid situations. It's part of the genre, you know. It's like, it's accepted at this point. It's not even worth discussing. Like, if you do a review, you shouldn't even put the characters were stupid because it's a given. That's how crazy it's become. But The Thing is the best example of smart human thinking. Every time they're like, okay, we're gonna do this, or we're gonna, you know, lock this door or whatever. We're gonna separate the people. Very well done. It's a classic for a reason. All about like a creature taking over human bodies, and you don't know who to trust because they could be the Thing, you know? And man, they don't mess around. But as good as it is, it's an 8 out of 10. It's not more than that because of it's kind of slow. It's a sausage fest. There's not like a single woman in the whole film. Not that that's a problem. The problem is this is males in the 80s where love wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? Like if you had friends or you had like coworkers, freaking busting their balls and being angry and being tough is what it was all about. You know, or at least it sure as hell feel that way when you watch this movie. So there's not much love. So you don't very much care for these characters. Yeah. And they don't care for each other. It's a weird watch because you see like 12 men in a room just insulting each other one after the other just to show whose dick is bigger. You know, it's kind of oof. But it's the 80s. That's how it goes. Still a badass film. Still a must see. Seeing at biggest screen, as big a sound as possible. Highly worth it. The Thing. Okay. I think we're gonna go into yeah, I'll finish on X-Men because X-Men I want to go into spoilers. So if you want to leave, then you'll be fine too. So we're gonna go now into my favorite movie of 2019. Okay, that is not from 2019. This is a movie that came out in 2011, I believe, which is a long time ago. 2011 or 2014, whichever it is. It's been a while. So the fact that I haven't seen it is pretty surprising. But it's called A Letter to Momo. It's an anime film from Japan, not from Studio Ghibli. There's a bunch of them that are great, like Wolf Children and whatever. But I forget the studio right now. Plus, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the film. And this is the best movie Studio Ghibli has never made. Like, seriously. It is better than all of the Ghibli movies. And I don't say this lightly. It's an incredible animated film. It's one of the best, period. Top 10 guaranteed right now. You know what I mean? I would have to put them all together to find out where it lands. But this is comparable to My Neighbor Totoro or Big Hero 6, in which it's a movie about grief. It's a movie about sickness. You know, there's like in My Neighbor Totoro, it's all about a little girl who, two sisters, that their mother is sick, so she has to go away, and it deals with their fears. Oh wait, gotta chat. Oh crap, the game crashed. 21:26. Man, it's been a while. Thanks, go. What happens? What happens if the game crashes? Does it still record? Uh-oh. Okay, I think we're good. Dragon Slayer. Man, my bad. Come on, come on, come on. Why is it not working? Okay, here we go. We're back. Dang. That happened. Fervor. How do you write fervor? No T? No, that's fever. Fur. If you. Fervor. There you go. If that's not how it's spelled, whatever. You know what I mean. So yeah, sorry for my fervor, my man. Dang, forgot to check chat. That's on me. Back to the game. Back to Momo. Sucks I had to cut in between there. Sorry about that. So yeah, and the sickness of My Neighbor Totoro and the sisters dealing with that. That's what the movie's about. And they escape into this fantastic world where they meet Totoro, this magical beast, to escape the fear that they're going to lose their mother. But the mother has a cold. Like, they tell you throughout the movie that she has a cold. And that's it. That is literally it. She goes to the hospital for like 2 nights, comes back, everything's fine. Sorry I spoiled that, but it's an old movie, you probably should have seen it. Plus I talked about it a few weeks back. But, and Big Hero 6 is the same thing, it's all about grief. Again, I'm going to spoil just the beginning, I won't spoil the rest. But it's a superhero movie about a kid who loses his brother. His older brother. In a, man, I won't spoil that, but in a pretty devastating fashion. Like, in front of his eyes, brutal, you know what I mean? Like, no closure. It's that's real, you know, and that's why I love it so much. Big Hero 6 is one of my favorite animated movies ever. But at the end of the day, it's a superhero film. Like, he finds Baymax, who becomes kind of a surrogate brother, shows him that it's okay, move on. You know, it's about moving on, right? That's why I love the film. But at the end of the day, he does create a team. They all support each other, but they become superheroes, and they have a big fight, and the big superhero fight. They have an antagonist who's like, oh, the big bad guy, we gotta beat him. And at the end, it does come back to the grief message, right? But most of it is all about that superhero fun stuff. This movie explores grief and explores sickness in a real way, you know? It has those fantastical elements. Like Totoro, it has like crazy characters. On the poster, you can see them. If you look up A Letter to Momo, you would see them right away. And I won't spoil what they are, but you can imagine, like, fantastic creatures, right? Spirits, whatever. So, the main character, again, no spoilers, this is the beginning of the film, has lost her father. Like, she just recently lost her father. They don't tell you why. You find out as the movie goes on. And the mother is sick. Not outwardly. To be honest, I'm not even sure if the main character knows it. But you know she is sick. And they move away from the city to go onto this island in the middle of nowhere. This, again, literally the beginning of the movie. Like, it starts with her on the boat. So, in attempts to, like, move away from the tragedy, you know? And then fantastical stuffs happen, etc., etc. But that is secondary to the story of grief and sickness and how real it is, you know? I haven't even seen a live-action film that deals with these subjects in such a real way. Such a real and entertaining way, you know what I mean? Never. So the fact that this movie it doesn't even have, I think it has barely over 5,000 votes on IMDb, which is the minimum you can have to be recognized as, you know, in the list or whatever. And Studio Ghibli movies, all of them, even the ones that are lesser seen, have over 30,000, which is freaking 8 times as much. So this is a lesser known anime film that to me is a masterpiece. Beyond compare. Like, it is mind-blowingly good. And it's a privilege that I've seen it. Like, it's, man. But again, like a lot of the things I've talked about, it's a heavy one. It's a heavy watch. If you've seen Grave of the Fireflies, now it's not that intense, but it's close. Because it deals with these subjects. But it's, you know what I mean? Grave of the Fireflies, by the way, very good. It's just, this is that, but today, just different. Check it out. A Letter to Momo. I'm not kidding. Best movie I've seen this year. Easily. Oof. That's that. So we're gonna finish with the weird one. I can't believe we're finishing with this, to be honest. Like, I would have known. I'm gonna finish with this, considering all the masterpieces we've been talking about for the past hour. Okay, let's see on chat. See if I can rectify my mistake. No, too late. I had one guy join my chat. Now he's gone. I missed my chance. No worries. Build it, and they will come. So, I haven't even seen that movie, I just know that line. So finally, we're gonna finish with X-Men Dark Phoenix. Ooh, divisive. This is, people don't like this movie. And to be honest, I kinda love it. It's really great. Okay, give me a second, let me mess around. Because we've never messed around, we've just been freaking. Anyway, explosions of passion is what I would call it. It's good though, gotta get it out of my system. Yeah, I think we're good, to be honest. We're just gonna go. Oh. So yeah, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Last of the X-Men films, you know? That's the thing. When it came out, there was a big possibility that they would just continue. You know, it would make the money X-Men will continue, but unfortunately it failed at the box office. So now X-Men is in Marvel. So this is it. This is the last one we're gonna get. This is the ending we're gonna get. And I'm satisfied, man. Like, yeah, it's missing a lot of the big players from old movies. Wolverine's not there. Old Xavier, old Magneto. A lot of the First Class gone, right? But you still have James McAvoy. You still have Michael Fassbender. Freaking Jennifer Lawrence is in there for a bit. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the important ones are there. And most importantly, the freaking mutants are there, you know? Like, they're all there. They're all the same. Quicksilver is amazing. It's crazy because I know why people don't like it. First of all, it's not directed by an actual director. It's directed by a writer. Like, I'm not sure if Simon Kinberg did a movie before this. I'm pretty sure he has, because this is a big one to just jump into, you know, first one you're jumping into. But he has written, like, most of the X-Men films. But they were always directed by hot directors. Either Bryan Singer, who's done the first two X-Men and X-Men Days of Future Past, or Matthew Vaughn, which is probably my favorite director right now working, period. Like, he's the best. And X-Men First Class is one of the best for that reason. That's probably his weakest film. And considering how good that movie is, you can see how good that guy is. Director of Kingsman, the Kingsman films, and Stardust, which is one of my favorite fantasy films. Layer Cake, which is a great gangster movie. You know what I mean? Kick-Ass, which is ahead of its time as a superhero satire bloody flick. Matthew Vaughn's the best. Point is, this one was directed by a writer. So you gotta go in expecting that. It's not gonna be as snazzy, it's not gonna be as sleek, it's not gonna be as experienced as the others. So in that way the movie suffers, you know what I mean? A lot of sequences or a lot of ways transitions are made, like how characters get to point A to point B, it's kind of off, you know? Something a real director would have done better. But the moments are still there, man. Like, if you watch X-Men, it's for the moments, the characters, the people, and like whatever. You don't watch X-Men for the villain. Most of the time they suck. Like the last one, Apocalypse, which I also like. Apocalypse was terrible, man. It was just the same thing with this one. It's like Jessica Chastain, another great actress, who plays like a robotic version of herself. I won't spoil what it is, but it's very stiff on purpose. The villains are stiff. Like, that's what their characters are. But they're easy to dispatch. So let's just say that in terms of mutant action, man, does it deliver. It's like the special effects compensated for the bad directing. And if you love like mutant powers, you love like superhero action, this delivers in spades. Okay, let me check one more, so I don't do the same mistake I did last time. Dang it, my bad. But yeah, can't wait to get that second monitor so I can interact with chat. Where was I? Yeah, the mutant action. So you got like Nightcrawler, right? Poofing, Quicksilver, freaking running. Like, remember when First Class came out and that Quicksilver sequence? Sorry, it was in Days of Future Past. That Quicksilver sequence where everybody was talking about it, because it was hot and new, right? Where he pauses time and plays with the bullets and plays with the trajectories. Just you see the way he sees. Very ahead of its time. And they did the same thing in Apocalypse. Again, people were talking less about it because we've seen it before. And same thing in this film. But it doesn't change the fact that they are mind-blowingly amazing, you know? These are incredible sequences. There's a sequence earlier in space. I won't spoil whatever. But Quicksilver in space, man. And again, if you're not taken away by these sequences, to be honest, it's kind of like, you gotta be a little jaded. I get it, like, it doesn't flow as well as other films. But man, the moments are as strong as anything. Freaking Michael Fassbender, for the entire, like, for most of the movie, he's not there. And at some point I was like, wait, is he in the film? And at worst, I thought he would do a cameo. But then about 40 minutes in, he just comes in and that's it. He takes over, you know what I mean? Again, it's back to Magneto. It's back to Michael Fassbender, one of the best actors this generation. Again, these actors are amazing. James McAvoy has done in Split 2 years ago. Split was my favorite performance of the year, of the entire year. If I had to choose best actor, it would be James McAvoy in Split. And he's great in everything he does. And he's great as Charles Xavier, especially in this film where it plays with the fact that, you know, maybe he's not perfect. Maybe Charles Xavier is not the leader we need, you know. It's very interesting. And finally, we got to talk, of course, about Sophie Turner is the weakest link, I would say. And it's nothing against her. It's not that she's bad. It's just she's very bland, and the movie hinges on her. It's freaking Dark Phoenix. You know, it's the entire story, and it's a very tough role. It's just, yeah. So that's another weak point. But don't tell me, like, the movie got me. You know what I mean? And the moments where they wanted to get you. First of all, that opening is one of the best openings in the franchise, and considering like the freaking Holocaust opening, the fact that this can live up to that is crazy, and it does. Sorry about that. Man, it's getting hot in here. Thank God we're almost done. But okay. So yeah, but it's funny thing is, like, the third act is the weakest part of the film, right? Not the climax of the film is what people don't really like, and to be honest, it's kind of cheesy, and I would agree. Like, that part didn't get me, but the actual ending of the film is as perfect as it gets, man. This is, if you knew the X-Men would end after this film, and that was the ending you were given, which I won't spoil, but it's what's the entire series has been about since the first film. Again, it's very hard not to talk. Dude, I'm going into spoilers. What am I talking about? That's the entire point of this being at the end. It's all about the relationship between Charles Xavier and Magneto. That's what it's always been about. About protecting the mutants. One believes that they are better than humans. The other believes that we are equal. It is that simple. But the thing they have in common is the love and the idea that mutants are special. They belong, you know? Or they should be the next evolution of human beings. And the final scene of the X-Men is just them two having a conversation. And again, it's James McAvoy, it's Michael Fassbender. You can't... It doesn't get better than that unless it's Patrick Stewart and, come on. Ian McKellen, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, those two killed it. It's two of the best superhero roles in the entire history of this genre. So the fact that they live up to that, and that's how they end the franchise, it doesn't get better. It really does not get better, in my opinion. So, X-Men Dark Phoenix, 8 out of 10, man. Seriously, great film. It has a 5.8 on IMDb, and to be honest, kind of upset by that. Because if you're a fan of mutants, if you're a fan of X-Men, the moments outweigh the bad direction, outweigh the bad acting in some parts. If you're a fan, it's a good film. So yeah, that's X-Men, man. It's crazy. I thought I would be super not passionate about X-Men, but I ended up being as passionate as X-Men as I was with everything else, which was the best things all year. So yeah, that's entertainment. That is how good it's become. That is Hunter, not Hunter. I always think of Hunter x Hunter because that's the inspiration for this series, the title. MoviesXGrinding. So this has been MoviesXGrinding. This has been the best things of 2019 by far. The 10 out of 10s. You cannot go wrong, I promise, with any of these. I always put highlights in the comment section so you can see. So yeah, they're all written down. I promise you, you will not be disappointed by whatever you choose in this. I will see you next week. I will see you next stream. Love these things. Love you guys. Peace. Oops, wrong button.